Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome back to the Finder 3D Modeler. In this video, we're going to make our new monster that will be this one, the wood one. It doesn't look like wood, but it is a wood because of its head and its elbows. Okay, first forward, add a cube, and we're gonna make the small one, the giant one, and we're gonna add another cube. First of all, we make the body by adding cube, and then add another cube and add mirror modifier and subdivision. What we do, as we do for every monster we made, we add a mirror and a subdivision level to our monster's body, and then we adjust the vertices and set them just like that, and make the body and adjust them just like that. Move them some up and move them some down, just like this. Now our character body is much better. Now we have to create the arms like that. Now we need to add one loop cut right there, just in the arms, for elbows, for elbow wood, just like this. To make this, add one loop cut right there and add loop cuts on 4 sides. Now circle them for smoothness, just like this. Scale them a little bit down, move them a little bit down too, and move them down this one like that. Now Control Shift B, bevel it and extrude it, and we increase it to give it some smoothness, give it some wood shape, wood branch shape, like that. It does result good, but okay, everything's fine. It is a good thing. Scale it down and move them and place them correctly, just like this. This one is a childhood, so we don't need to make it a little bit higher. Now we need to create the legs. To make the legs, delete the top bottom faces of this cube by adding another one, and scale it, extrude it, and just like this, and extrude it downward. Scale at them 0 and extrude just like this. Okay, now everything is fine. Now to make the feet, we need to increase these parts as well, but first scale them on the Y and move them a little bit forward. Now move this loop a little bit down and increase a little bit, just like that. Okay, now everything is looking much better. This will be our feet. Scale the bottom loop like that. Okay, now our feet is almost done and our feet is done. Now we need to make the hands like that. Join them and scale them 0. We can do this from both loops like that. Okay, now we need to scale them on the X and the Z, from here and from here, and move them and place them correctly according to the fingers. Now subdivide these edges right here. Now delete these edges right here and delete these vertices right here, and now extrude them and set them just like this. Now extrude the finger 1 and extrude the finger 2, just like this. Now adjust them and place them correctly as it looks good. Now our fingers and our hands are completed. Now we need to make the head of this cat. We can add it by cylinder, or we can decrease the segments of it and delete the faces from bottom and down, from bottom and top, like that. Now delete this right here and delete the half part. We can do this just like that. We can add a cylinder, or we can adjust it later, or we can add the cube, and cube is much more handy. So I'm just checking if cylinder is looking good. Then we will do the cylinder. or we can, otherwise we can add the cube. No, cylinder is not helpful at all. I'm gonna add a cube and make it right there. Or we can add cylinder, whatever you want, but do whatever fits your shape. Like that. Now extrude these like that. Now we need to delete these right here and extrude them and scale them from the top. Now we increase it, extrude it down and fill them. Just like I said, cube is more handy. Now bevel this right here and make it round from all sides. Now select this loop right here and scale them on the X and add one loop cut right here and move them a little bit down and extrude it inwards like that, just like that. I made one earlier. I was just practicing if I can make another one. I made another one just like that. Just to check if I can make another one like that. Just because I was practicing a lot to check if I am good enough to model anything without seeing it. Okay. Just because I know it, that practice makes perfect. So you need to practice too if you want to learn anything. So I made another one. I will use that one, but I'm just practicing this one and showing you how I made this one like that. And now we need to extrude and insert and adjust the shape and keep it round like that. Scale it a little bit and increase the middle edge like that. We don't need to subdivide it much time, but we need to scale them like that. Add one loop cut right there and scale them on the Z on the X. Now move them a little bit closer. Now our head is almost complete. Now color them first. Now color the arms the orange color like this and legs as well. Now color the legs the normal brown color and the feet a little bit lighter color. Now select the top extrusion face, extruded face and color the orange part too. Okay. Now we need to delete the half, but first apply the mirrors, apply the modifier and add another one by only one subdivision. Now we need to add one loop cut there and move some vertices according to the mouth shape. Now move them some back to make the shape of the head a little bit more roundish. Just like this. This looks much better. Now move them some back. Select these and now we need to mean crease it first. Mean crease this area and select these right here and extrude them. Mean crease them. Mean crease the edges of all sides to give it some sharp edges. Not much sharp, but sharp edge give much better look. Okay, we can add loop cut, but mean crease is a lot better. Sometimes it doesn't. Okay, now color it orange as well. Now we need to make the eyes. Move them some back and mean crease. Tighten some edges areas and move them a little bit closer like that. Okay, now our first character is almost looking great. And it is complete, almost 90% complete. Now we need to add eyes to it. Now tweak some edges areas if you want, if you see any problem. Now extrude this face right here. Now dissolve this edge right here to decrease the extra geometry. Now move this edge right here inwards and increase some areas equally increase equally and a little bit softness and give it a little bit softness. Now subdivide this part and give it some circle. Move them a little bit down and extrude them inward. Rotate it, move them a little bit down, extrude them inward. This one was a little bit long face and one loop cut right here. And now subdivide again this face and move them a little bit down and extrude them down. Okay, now we need to delete this face right here and fill them like this, and we increase them to okay. Now we increase this loop right here, not much, but we increase is important. So we increase the inner part as well, move them a little bit outward and color them orange too, and give it white for the eyes, and give the given eyes to this character as well, and color it black just like I said. I made one first and armature and add bones and armature to it. This is the final result. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Allah Hafiz.